There was some speculation. Might we hear something a little bit different than what we've heard from Janet Yellen? It's even astray.
Well, of course, this is a 2.5-page statement issued. Obviously, the testimony is tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Wall Street time. We're 5 o'clock here in New York. So you can see that the Fed, the Senate Banking Committee, have for some reason decided to put this out on the table. Let's just run through. As part of our Fed team, I received these under embargo. That's what journalists do that work with the Fed. So I've had a chance to look at this. Powell expecting interest rates to rise somewhat further and the size of the balance sheet to gradually shrink. Is this a surprise? No, this is the path we know the Fed is on. There's nothing here about timing. There's nothing in here about inflation, for example, and the fact that it has fallen short of the Fed's target. Now, I think it's also important, as you just noted, picking up one of those headlines, Betty, the Fed must retain flexibility to adjust policy in response to the economy. Is this a subtle, sort of nuanced way for Jay Powell to make it clear? As Fed chair, I'll be watching the economy. I'll be conferring with my colleagues. I will not be looking to the White House. I will not be looking to Congress to decide what to do. He makes it very clear that this is the duty of the Fed. That's what he'll be following. When he talks about the financial system, and of course everyone's wondering if he'll be on board with deregulation, he says the financial system is stronger and more resilient than it was a decade ago. That's exactly what Janet Yellen has said recently, and every Fed official who talks about it. He also says that higher bank capital, other steps the Fed has taken, leave the Fed better able to deal with any risk that may come up in the U.S. economy, in the financial system. And he said that the Fed will look to ease regulatory burdens. Fair enough. That's what a lot of people want to do, including Republicans and Trump, President Trump, that is, while preserving core reforms like higher bank capital, like stress test. So again, he is echoing this tack Janet Yellen has taken on this, that yes, there may be regulations that could be eased up, but it's important to keep a safer, sounder banking system in place. And of course, the question everybody wants to know is, how will he differ from Yellen? And we don't know that yet, but maybe that's what we ask tomorrow.